Okay, wonderful. So welcome everybody, and thank you so much for coming. And we're going to start as we always do, just quietening our earthly bodies and sending love and gratitude out to the world. Let's take some slow, deep breaths to get into that peaceful, receptive state. So we breathe in slowly and deeply. We hold our breath. We breathe out. Then we hold our breath. Let's do that for a few more breaths. Now let's listen for our heartbeat. Our heartbeat, which is a pulse of light coming down through the silver cord from our mighty iron presence, anchoring in our heart, giving us life. Let's just see and feel and bless that heartbeat. That heartbeat that anchors into that beautiful threefold flame, which is the anchorage of our mighty I Am presence within our physical bodies. Let's just connect with that beautiful flame as we sit in that expanded golden flame in the center, golden yellow flame of wisdom and illumination, perception and discrimination. We see our bodies in this beautiful, dazzling golden flame. To the right, we can see the pink flame, that glorious, dazzling pink flame of pure divine love. And then we see to the left of us that beautiful, expanded flame, that sapphire blue, bringing into us the feeling of the will, the power, the faith, and the protection from our mighty I Am presence. See and feel and bless this glorious light. Let's take our awareness now up through the top of our head, through the silver cord, to our mighty, beloved I Am presence. Let's see this glorious, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving presence smiling down on us. Our wonderful presence of God, I Am. And now we see in the center of our chest a beautiful golden sun forming, dazzling and brilliant like the noonday sun. The beautiful focus of light from our I Am presence. Open our hearts and send love and gratitude to our mighty I Am presence for beating our heart and giving us life. And now we see those rays from our beautiful sun in the center of our chest, dazzling and brilliant, billions and billions of rays, going forth and connecting up with each and every miniature sun in all the cells of our bodies, our four earthly bodies, all those little inner workers receiving this expanded light. Let's feel the joy, the happiness, and the gratitude of each and every little inner worker of our four earthly bodies. Sense and see and feel that wonderful light saturating our earthly bodies. And now let's just fill our feelings with a feeling of love and gratitude. And let's call to the beloved Ascended Masters, the beloved Ascended Master David Lloyd, the great God of gratitude, to fill us, each one and all mankind, with this feeling, that light substance, from the Ascended Master realm of gratitude and love. We see our beautiful suns turning a deep shade of pink with a golden radiance. Gratitude and love for all our many, many blessings. Gratitude and love to the great ascended hosts for these marvelous teachings. Gratitude and love for all our loved ones and our friends. Gratitude and love for our homes and our supply. Gratitude and love for all the many, many blessings that we receive daily on our earthly journeys. Gratitude to the great and beloved elemental kingdom, animate and so-called inanimate, the beauty and bounty of nature. God bless, love and thank them, each and every precious one. Gratitude to the beloved angels, and gratitude to all life on our beloved earth. And now we see these rays in this wonderful expanded state, forming a lattice of light, dazzling and brilliant. We see our entire earth folded in this glorious pink and golden light, saturating every part of life on our beloved earth, especially those parts of life that are never loved or thanked, with this wonderful gift, our opportunity of sending love, light, and gratitude to all life. And we just give deep, deep thanks for this. It's nice to be able to send out that love and gratitude. And I was just smiling there because, you know, when we were saying love and gratitude to the elementals, I was actually in India and it was early in the morning and I was recording that. And these birds suddenly started chirping outside when I was talking about the elementals. And I thought, oh, it's just too sweet. So they were obviously agreeing that we need to send love and gratitude to the elementals. All right. So just thinking now, Linda, would you like to read the opening invocation?
Yes, I would. Thank you. Beloved presence of God, I am. It is thy life and intelligence that enables me to read and comprehend and absorb that which is required of me. For life, I am so grateful. Beloved Master Kuthumi, I ask for your feeling and your capacity to use these instructions for God's glory and mankind's comfort. We thank you. And now, great I am presence, take me within thyself, there instruct me and cause me to retain the full memory of these inner instructions. Thank you. And this was from beloved Saint Germain.
Marvelous. Bless you. Thank you so much for reading that so beautifully. All right, so we've got the last bit of the Secret Valley and continuing with Master Uriel's wonderful instructions. He's just a wonderful ascended master there, giving instructions and just so valid for all of us. And then we're going to listen to a short video, Decreeing Our Freedom and Infinite Supply. I made it years ago, but it's still, as we know, always good to listen. And it's from the Voice of the I Am 1936. And then beloved Terry's going to be reading a tribute to the Spirit of Freedom. And our beloved Saint Germain shares more of his earth experiences, really giving us courage, hope, and faith. I find that reading these things, I know we've read them before, but I can read them over and over. It just opens my heart. Just so grateful to beloved Saint Germain and all these wonderful ascended masters sharing their earthly experiences with us. And then I'm going to read Beloved Goddess of Freedom, which also ties in with our whole sort of theme tonight of freedom.
And then beloved Antoinette will do the decrees where we bring in the light and bring more freedom. So we're going to start with beloved Gerald Craig reading this from the Saint Germain Foundation.
My host insisted that I make his home mine until the day of our departure into the mountains. We started before daylight the 7th day after our meeting, and it was one of the most memorable experiences of my life up to that time. All he had told me proved to be true in the minutest detail. Our arrival at the secret valley was a most joyous event, and our happiness was very great. I met my hosts, Twin Ray and their son, and then was shown over the ancient building where so many students had received a true understanding of the laws of being and attained their eternal freedom. It was a marvelous sensation to stand where the great God power had been focused for so many centuries, and the ascended masters had made a retreat for some of their work. I sat contemplating the blessings the students had received who were privileged to come there, when the Master Ariel addressed me. "My son," he began, "you are nearing a wonderful liberation. Hold close to the continuous acceptance of your own indwelling Master Presence, and you will have just cause for great rejoicing." He extended his right hand, and the veil between the visible and invisible was drawn aside. "I want you to see," he continued, "as we who are ascended, the sublime and majestic activity of our world. Here we continually bear witness as sons of God, because there is no longer doubt, fear, or imperfection within us. I shall always remember the joy and privilege that was mine during the days I spent with those wonderful people. Every day," said Ariel, "you shall witness the use of the light and sound rays that annihilate time and space, and which mankind is destined to use in the near future, as naturally as it now uses the telephone. This is one of the most stupendous activities the individual may learn how to direct. A light ray can be drawn and controlled so it may be used as a pencil to write upon metal or in the sky, and the writing remain visible as long as the one directing it desires. When the student is strong enough to stand against the opinions of the world of ignorance, then he or she is ready to bear witness to the marvels of the individual activities of God manifested by the ascended masters. Until he can do this, the power and suggestion and the radiation of doubt from others will disturb him intermittently to such an extent that he many times gives up the quest for truth. Interruption to the steady flow of instruction is discord. Discord is the wedge and subtle way by which the sinister force on the earth enters the outer activity of a student who has determined to face the light. Such activity is very subtle, because it is a feeling, and creeps in upon one before he is really aware of its existence. It is persistent beyond belief, and the growth is so insidious that one does not realize what has been done until the momentum is already underway. This feeling begins as a slight doubt. A doubt need only be felt 2 or 3 times until it becomes distrust. Distrust whirls a time or two in the emotional body and becomes suspicion, and suspicion is self-destruction. Remember this, my son, as you return again to the outer world, and you will find it a safeguard that will carry you through every experience in life, keeping you untouched by discord. If one sends out suspicion, he will be suspected, for everyone has in his world just exactly that which he puts into it, and this eternal, irrevocable decree exists throughout the universe. All impulses of consciousness travel back to the central point that sent them out. Not even an atom escapes. The real student of light faces the light, sends it before him, sees its enfolding radiance everywhere he moves, and adores it constantly. From the doubt, fear, suspicion, and ignorance of the human mind, he turns away and knows only the light. This is his source, his true self. With these parting words, Ariel bade me farewell, and I returned to the daily routine of my outer life.
Just priceless words from that beloved Master Ariel. There's a wonderful challenge for us to really get, busy with projecting those light and sound rays too. Okay, so now we're going to listen to the video.
The Power of Decreeing and Your Infinite Supply, from Voice of the I Am, 1936. There is no such thing as a coincidence anywhere in the universe. Every activity has a cause. Therefore, everything less than perfection that takes place in our lives is the outcome of our own actions. Everything in the universe manifests by the release of energy, which is life. If the individual wants his full, happy, eternal release from all that has been binding him through the centuries, he must realize that he is the only cause of all that he experiences. Therefore, if he be disturbed, he is his own disturbance, because he requalifies his life energy with the feeling of disturbance. His feeling is his life energy. His disturbing qualities are his own mental viewpoint and activity. The individual is always the only authority in his being and world. Every distressing condition anyone experiences, he either creates himself or permits to come into his consciousness or world and act there. Some will say, what about the dear sweet person, who even that one, be kind and loving, seems to have so little of the world's goods, while the individual does not seem to be so kind and loving, will often have great quantities of wealth flow into his world. Remember, every instant, every individual is dealing with and uses energy, substance, and vibration. These do not discriminate, but obey the direction of individualized consciousness, which means the human being with free will who says, I am. Energy, substance, and vibration always act under law. The individual's consciousness is that law, and is the discriminating, directing power which molds substance into form, energizes it through the feeling, thus giving it quality and activity. The individual uses and controls the substance, energy, and vibration in him and his world through his own thought and feeling. 25% of his life energy is in his mind and 75% in his feeling. This means that the feeling causes manifestation 3 times more quickly than the thought. What you put your attention upon, you compel to come into your world, abide, and act there. Therefore, those who have abundance of this world's goods have it because they have held their attention upon it, and most of their life energy has become qualified with the object of their attention. Instead of wasting energy worrying about something else, learn to turn all your energy into decreeing for your own supply. Then keep your feelings harmonized, that it may flow into your world, so you too can have the fullness of all good things. Take your mind off human beings and human channels, put it on your presence, and say with love and joy, Mighty I Am Presence, release to me as a glad free gift of your love this house, car, or any other good thing which you may desire for your comfort, happiness, including money. The great law of the Mighty I Am Presence is, Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Anything your attention rests upon is your God for the moment, because through your attention you are pouring your life, which is your energy, into it.
There we go. So that is just some really good things for us to think about. All right. So this is from beloved Saint Germain. It's from Path of the Middle Way. And I just thought it was really good because he made 2 requests here. He says, I would like to make 2 requests of you at this time. First, I ask that you use the thought form and theme for this year on a regular basis in both your individual and your group work. The use of the thought form represents the immaculate concept held for the entire planet, and the theme represents your individual response to that sacred vision. The use of the theme will greatly assist in the purification of your individual consciousness in preparation for the service which lies ahead. And we do this every single morning. Beloved Antoinette actually brings our attention before we start our decree service to the thought form for the year, which we know was given to us through our beloved messenger Norman at the beginning of the year. And the thought form was from darkness to light. So that's a really good thing for us to contemplate and to think about every day, that it is, and we can see it all around us, from darkness to light. And the theme, scales of justice, was given. So that was actually the symbol, knowing that truth and justice will prevail. And our beloved sponsor, being beloved Serapis Bey, we were told it's signifying the ascension of the planet Earth. So that's a wonderful thing for all of us, that maybe you don't come to the morning sessions, but you can still know that these are the wonderful themes and the thought forms for this 2023 year, and how marvelous and positive it all is. And the second thing Saint Germain says to us, I ask that you invoke the I am presence of all life streams belonging to Earth's evolutions to assist in this work. When you do this, it opens the consciousness of all members of the race to the highest degree permitted by cosmic law. This enables the consciousness of all people to be receptive to the light rays now being directed into the earth, bringing them into perfect alignment with the activity of the sacred fire. So it's always lovely, and I always do feel prompted to call to my own beloved I am presence and that of all mankind. So, yeah, that's a lovely thing to also remember, just to get the feeling. And we know it is instant because they are all in that realm where there's just no time or space. All right, so now we've got our opportunity to call for our brothers and sisters that have left their human bodies and are in the psychic and astral realm. So we say together with our mics muted, beloved presence of God, I am in me, and beloved immortal threefold flame of eternal truth within my heart, and beloved Saint Germain. While my body sleeps this night, let all the constructive energy of my entire life stream, including that in my causal body, be used to render whatever service is needed in the violet flame temples established in the psychic and astral realms to draw the full gathered cosmic momentum of the violet purifying flame of divine love and compassion through every discarnate life stream there. Let all the souls who dwell in those realms be drawn into those purifying temples of mercy and compassion, and there have the accumulated destructively qualified energies of their life streams purified and transmuted, so that when they are summoned for re-embodiment by the Lords of Karma, they bring into incarnation only a heritage of perfection and carry in their life streams no miscreations that would add to their own or the world's distress. We accept this done now with full cosmic power, and so be it, beloved I am. And we thank you, and we certainly do thank our beloved I am presence for this opportunity to make those calls. And now, beloved Terry's going to read, and I'm going to swap it around here. Thank you, beloved Terry. Whoops, let me get up there.
Thank you. Greetings, everyone. This is from the Bridge to Freedom Journal, October of 1954. To the beloved spirit of freedom, greetings, blessings from the hearts of those of us who live but to loose that same spirit through the hearts of all mankind, embodied angels, and imprisoned elemental life on the planet Earth and abiding in its atmosphere. The desire for freedom is inherent in all life. Even the smallest seedling will burst asunder a great rock to develop and mature its plant as shrub or tree. Within the soul lies the divine image of God, which will, with greater power than the nature kingdom can evoke, assert the spirit of freedom and manifest itself through the outer man. It is to nourish, develop, and mature this spirit of freedom that the Great White Brotherhood abides, yet in the atmosphere of Earth, and in close proximity to the consciousness of those who aspire to freedom. In commemoration of the desire in the heart of our beloved brother, Saint Germain, to establish on earth a brotherhood of spiritual affinity among the angels, men, and elementals, we dedicate this issue of the Bridge to Freedom to him, to the beloved Americas, which he did so much to develop, and to the friends of freedom throughout the world who are working with him toward the establishment of the kingdom of God on earth in this day. From Thomas Prince, editor, who of course is beloved El Moria. Beloved Saint Germain on his life as Columbus. Havana, Cuba, January 1954. It seems but yesterday that I trod the uneven boards that comprise the deck of the Santa Maria, looking at the horizon that would not yield a shoreline. Long after the hands had retired at night, did I pace that deck with the taste of salt sea spray upon my lips, as my eyes endeavored to fashion out of the clouds, out of the heaving billows, out of fancy, a land that I was as sure existed as I was sure that I had hands of flesh and feet that balanced against the roll of the sea, that I might stand erect. Yet the spirit within me wearied as the days passed into weeks, and the calculations I had made so carefully did not yield the achievement of the goal toward which I had set my consciousness. Into this enterprise I had woven the reluctant energies of men of vision who, believing in my purpose, chose to forego the security and safety of the known European continent, and against the prejudice and ignorance of that day, ventured forth upon my word. It is not a pleasurable experience to engage the life interests and the bodily safety of men, and then, in the darkness of the night, upon a chartless sea, question your own faith, knowing that not only your own, but also the well-being and salvation of others depended upon the accuracy of your perception. Can you believe the power that lies within a vision before it becomes an accepted fact? Do you know what it is to thrill to that vision before the substance of the appearance world has yielded proof of its reality? All this has long since passed for me, but you, again, are weaving your life energies into a vision of a free people. You, too, are on the uncharted spiritual seas, engaged on a high adventure, with sails unfurled and vision set toward an unknown shore. You have felt the exhilaration that precedes a new journey. You have felt the despondency and uncertainty that is so characteristic of the unascended consciousness, which clings so tenaciously to form. To you, I bring the conviction of my own faith in my vision, for one day the horizon did yield land, and one day a green island swam before my misted eyes. One day the sun reflected on the waving palms. One day the land birds flew over the salt-encrusted masts. One day my heart leaped to find my vision fact, and at the same time my knees bent in gratitude to God for sustaining our course westward in the face of almost insurmountable odds. so shall it be in your experience and in that of others who have touched the fringe of a vision of a God-free people, where disease, death, decay, and dissolution are no longer the heritage of the human bodies of men. This vision seems as fantastic now as the globular world was to the people of the 15th century, but nevertheless as surely a predictable fact in the future. You believed me then. Some of you sailed with me across those uncharted seas. You shared in my despair and you shared in my victory. You were within the circle who examined with me each night the length and course of our daily journey set down in that private log I carried, and wherein I wrote my knowledge of the sea we had traversed, although we kept another log for the sailors, lest in fright at knowing how far we had come from my calculated goal, they would refuse to continue on and on and on. We sat in the hold of the ship in a small cabin the night the compass failed, not knowing that as we turned and sailed due west instead of north, the polar star would affect the needle. In looking at it that night, we felt that our last hope was gone, and yet, when we faced the men the next day, we could not tell them that we were no longer northward bound, lest they become more discouraged than they already were. Remember you that hour? I shall never forget it through all eternity, and yet despite that seemingly small, irreconcilable defect, we did find land. You were among my friends. You saw San Salvador. You saw Cuba. You shared my personal agony, and you shared with me the joy I felt at the hot sand, firm beneath our feet, the paradise of the good, steady earth after the roll of the sea, the restful green of grass and shrub after the gray, billowy waters of the wide Atlantic. These are the things that burn deep into the spirit of love. They are ties of friendship that make the association of heaven a sweet and cherished comradeship that extends all through the ages yet unborn. They are links of love written upon the sands of time. This will be continued.
It's just so marvelous. Thank you so much, beloved Terry, and our blessed Saint Germain. Just thinking about it is quite something. All right, so now we are going to listen. This is a wonderful story of hope and faith and just joy, and these wonderful earth angels that look after the animals. I hope you enjoy this one.
She had a neurological disorder and she was going to be euthanized the following day. I had zero plans at all. I just knew we were going to get her out. They opened the door, and when she started prancing out towards me, it was just pure joy. It was incredible to just see her come to life. She knew she was free. We have 4 dogs of our own and 3 cats. She was just so excited to be near this other dog, and Norm was so excited to have another dog. And so then we let Dolores out, and then we let Opal out, and then we let Annabelle out. And it was like, this dog just wants love. She just made herself at home. She was up on my bed. She was taking Norm's spot on my bed. She was cuddling. I started getting applications for her. I knew I had to vet the homes quite extensively because of her condition. The last thing I wanted was for Timber to end up in yet another situation where someone doesn't understand her. When I received Christina and Garrett's email, I knew they were her forever. Everything just lined up so perfectly. And then I saw they were in Canada. There was a huge part of my heart that was ecstatic to see her start this journey, seeing all of the stars align for Timber to get there. It almost makes me tear up now thinking about it.
Meeting Timber for the first time was incredible. By the time that she actually made it, it was so surreal that she was in front of us. And I think she just knew she was home. All of our resident animals all have different special needs. We do have a dog that has a partial amputation on her paw. We have a blind cat. And so we knew that that's where our passion was lying with special needs adoption and really giving a voice to dogs who may otherwise have been euthanized, which was the case with Timber as well. And so it just kind of all clicked when we saw her. But now that Timber is settling in with her family, we're starting to see more of her quirks come out. One of her biggest quirks that we found is her love of water. Whether it's the sprinkler, the garden hose, she is in it, in the splashes, as long as you let her. Timber has been obviously a huge impact to our members of our house, including our furry ones. Kona has loved having a friend. They spend hours a day together romping around. By the end of the day, they're just both exhausted. You kind of look back at this whole situation and how it enveloped from her in the shelter. She comes out of that door and goes, hey, you know what? I wasn't done yet. We know that all the stars aligned to get her as part of our family.
And just a lovely, joyful dog, and just brings so much joy still to the world. Just beautiful, beautiful story. Right, so now we're going to say together, with our mics muted, our wonderful decree for our beloved animals. Beloved, I am presence of all mankind. Charge your mighty light of mercy and compassion to flow through us all and bring comfort to the animal kingdom. May each human being remember and accept their responsibility as guardians and protectors of this planet's pure and innocent life until all is set free and their divine plans fulfilled. We so decree it, and so be it. In God's most holy name, I am. We accept it done, and we thank you. And we do thank you for answering that call. Now, I'm going to read the Goddess of Freedom, but I'm going to give you a little story here with it, because I was just wanting to know more about the Goddess of Freedom. So, and trying to find some kind of reference or, image of her. And then I came across, after a little bit of research on the internet, the statue on the top of the huge national Capitol building in America, Capitol Hill. And this is what I found. A monumental statue for the top of the national Capitol appeared in architect Thomas Walter's original drawing for the new cast-down dome, which was authorized in 1855. Walter's drawing showed the outline of a statue representing the goddess of liberty. Crawford proposed instead an allegorical figure of freedom triumphant in war and peace. In doing so, Crawford invoked the goddesses Minerva, Bellona, and Athena. So that was interesting. Crawford was commissioned to design freedom in 1854 and executed the plaster model for the statue in his studio in Rome and Italy. U.S. Senator and U.S. Secretary of War Jefferson Davis, who would later become president of the Confederacy, was in charge of the Capitol construction and its decorations. According to David Fisher in his book Liberty and Freedom, Crawford's statue was very close to Jefferson Davis's idea in every way but one. Above the crown, he had added a liberty cap, an old Roman symbol of an emancipated slave. It seemed a direct affront to a militant slaveholder, and Jefferson Davis exploded with rage. The northern sculptor and the southern slaveholder had already clashed over a liberty cap in the interior decoration of the Capitol. Davis sent his aide, Captain Montgomery Meeks, with orders to remove the cap, saying that its history its history renders it inappropriate to a people who are born free and would not be enslaved. Well, so be that. A military helmet with an American eagle head and crest of feathers replaced the cap in the sculpture's final version. And so this is what the sculpture looks like on top of Capitol Hill. And it's huge. I think you might have seen it from the previous slide. But it's such a beautiful statue, just exquisite, goddess of freedom. And this is what she says to us. Saint Germain's freedom is here now and forever sustained. Beloved ones, I accept that, and I want you to do the same. 90% of my service in bringing complete freedom to the planet is visualization. That is visualizing every part of life holy and free. If you will join me in the same activity of visualizing every part of life ablaze with a violet flame, then my service will be easier. It could not be more joyous. Knowing that there is an anchor for our beloved Saint Germain, then this alone makes me constantly joyous and happy and allows me to visualize the entire planet free. I feel very honored to be the one chosen to open your classes. It is with such joy that I do this, that my heart pours out to each of you in deepest love and gratitude for the service you are giving to life each moment. The greatest service anyone may give to life is acceptance of the fact that it is pure, holy, and free. Constant expectation of the holiness, purity, and freedom will expand, expand, and expand with each pulsation. My love enfolds you, and my heart expands to join yours as one heartbeat. And I just thought that was absolutely beautiful. And that's really our challenge, to see everything as pure, holy, and free. So that's what we've got to do. Keep the vision, keep the hope, keep seeing the perfection. And now we're going to listen to Malachi Bear. Obviously African descent. I'm sure you've probably listened to this before, but he's born in the UK. But when I first heard this, I was actually in Nepal, where I've been recently, and it just brought tears to my eyes. Just the most pure voice. I hope it comes across nicely over Zoom, but if it doesn't, I'm sure you'll find a copy of it. It is just heavenly. And what I also loved about Malachi is his unspoiled simplicity, just singing his heart out. Just the way he is just beautiful. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this. It really was touched my heart. And also what's so good is the response of all the people at this, this amazing thing with Simon. I'm sure you recognize it all.
Yes, you like that? Very nice. Very nice.
felt the earth beneath my feet. Sat by a river and it made me complete.
Okay, Malachi.
There's only one word I could use to describe that. Golden.
Just an angel voice on this earth. What a blessing for us all. Just so beautiful. I hope that came out nicely your end. And just really opened my heart, that child, just so beautiful. And so, beloved, Ant will now take us to our really important part of calling in the light to help our beloved earth and all the people.
Thank you, Anthea. Oh, that was just absolutely beautiful. And it just shows you how we all respond to beauty. Every human being there just completely moved and touched by that exquisite voice. Now, that perfect note, after all these wonderful messages about freedom, we come to our part where we can be of service. And we give our love, our power, our authority to our mighty beloved I Am Presence. We invoke the I Am Presence and Holy Christ Self of all mankind to join us in making these calls. And we also call to you, beloved Saint Germain, to fill us with your feeling of freedom, your faith, your ascended master feeling of faith in the freedom for all life on this earth. And with that feeling of freedom, we say together, mighty I Am Presence, great host of ascended masters, archangels and Elohim, cosmic beings and great cosmic light, come forth now in all your cosmic power. Withdraw and withhold all power from destructive forces and individuals with destructive intent throughout the world, right now and forever, whether it is conscious or unconscious. Expose, seize, bind, and render helpless all these sinister forces and their activities until the light has removed them completely, and illumine the source, so this may never act again, and raise up to positions of power the divinely chosen leaders. Replace all with ascended master consciousness and the divine plan fulfilled. We thank you. Our call for protection. Beloved mighty I Am Presence, beloved Archangel Michael, and beloved Commander Conrad, continually intensify your protective pillar of pure light substance and Archangel Michael's armor of light through and around me. Charge with your invincible protection, all powerful and impenetrable. I am invisible. I am invincible. I am invulnerable to anything but thy almighty perfection. I am grateful that we are given whatever added protection is needed, and what we ask for ourselves, we ask for our loved ones, and that which is constructive in all mankind and the world. Thank you. And we just take a moment to feel and visualize this pillar of light surrounding each and every one of us, this blue and crystal pillar of light surrounding ourselves, our loved ones, our friends and families, this group gathered together, and all constructive people, places, conditions, and things across the face of the earth. We thank you. Our decree for divine justice. I am the most intensified cosmic action of the flame of divine justice, blazing throughout the world right now and forever. I am the law. I am the justice. I am the judge. I am the jury. In every court throughout the world, knowing that I am all powerful, then I know that only divine justice can be done here and now. Beloved Lady Portia, ensure divine justice prevails throughout the world, right now and forever. And so be it, and so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you. In the name of my mighty I am presence, great cosmic beings and great cosmic light, I decree, I am the presence, charging the minds and feelings of everybody in America and the world with Saint Germain's ascended master consciousness and perfection, right now and forever. I am the presence, blessing, illumining, perfecting, and setting all free in service to the light. Now together we're going to call on that violet flame, that flame of freedom that has the ability to shatter, dissolve, consume, and transmute all discordant energy, all misqualified energy of any kind, setting all free from that which was never meant to be. So we say together, mighty I am presence, beloved Saint Germain, and those that minister to the violet flame, come forth now and blaze your cosmic violet fire and cause a mighty victory for all the world to see. I am the law of forgiveness in cosmic action now. I am the victory of the sacred fire in all its cosmic power. Mighty angels descend with your purple wands of fire and strike them into the center of every place where there has been a history of sinister force activity. Transmute and consume it all. Cause, call, record, effect, and memory, and set it all free from that which was never meant to be. Replace it all with the ascended master consciousness and the divine plan fulfilled. We thank you. And now as we see our earth, pure, perfect and free, we fill ourselves with that feeling of victory as we say together, I am the victory of the light. I am the victory of the light. I am the victory of the light. I am the cosmic flame of victory, which reigns supreme everywhere, right now and forever. We accept these calls answered as they are made, according to thy will, with full cosmic power, maintained and doubled each hour until fully manifest. And so be it, and so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you. Now we end off as we always do by making that call to the secret love star, that mighty focus of cosmic divine love from the great central sun shining in the heavens for this 2,000-year period. That supreme light that cannot be requalified with human thoughts or feelings. And we see that light, those pink and golden rays from the secret love star directed into every human heart, enfolding every man, woman, and child with cosmic divine love, enfolding all elemental life with cosmic divine love. Beloved secret love star, clothe each and every one of us in the substance of yourself, this glorious cosmic divine love, this divine love that pushes out all imperfection, all limitation, all disharmony of any kind. We see all life on our beloved earth completely enfolded in this gift, these pink and golden rays from the secret love star. We send our deepest love and gratitude to those mighty beings of light that hold this great focus of divine love. I am the presence, filling my being and world, and that of all mankind, all life on this sweet earth, with light and love from the secret love star. And we give deep, deep thanks for this. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, beloved Ant. Oh, just so lovely to finish off with that call to the secret love star. How blessed are we. And now, Fiona, have you got a mic and a screen, beloved, or are you on a phone? Oh, yeah, because if you'd like to read the closing invocation. I'm not sure whether that's going to work for you. Okay. Catherine, can you read it, beloved?
Oh, delighted to. Thank you. Beloved, I am presence, and beloved Master Kasumi. Nourish the seeds planted in my consciousness, so that the ideas entrusted to me become manifest flowers of perfect expression in my world and the world of all my fellow men. Beloved presence of God, I am. Pour the light of thy great glory upon my consciousness and nourish the seeds planted by the masters. We thank you.
Thank you so much, Catherine. Bless you. So let's just finish off by taking just a moment to send from our hearts just gratitude and love for these wonderful teachings to the beloved ascended ones, to our own I am presence, to the elementals, the angels, and just thank you for life. Thank you. Okay, wonderful. So let me just stop the recording.